In the last lesson, we looked at borrowed chords, and in this lesson, we're going to take a look at secondary dominant chords. So let's get into it. First off, let's review the scale degrees real quick. They are the tonic, the supertonic, the mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, and the leading tone. We learned previously that the dominant resolves very well to the tonic. Well, we can also make our dominant chord a 7 chord, and that's called a dominant 7 chord. And that resolves really well to the tonic. Here's an example. To find a secondary dominant, basically what we're going to do is take one of the notes in our scale. Here we're going to use C major. And then we're going to find the fifth of that note, and we're going to make that fifth a 7th chord. To find the fifth, we can just use the circle of fifths. Starting up here on C, G is a perfect fifth up from C. D is a perfect fifth up from G. And A, a perfect fifth up from D. And so on. Moving backwards this way, it goes in fourths. So C is a fourth from G. Going this way gives us the fifths, and coming back will give us a fourth. So let's find some secondary dominants. We're going to start with C. A perfect fifth up from C is G. We're going to take that G, make it our root note, and make a G7 chord with the G as our root note. We can also do that for the rest of the notes in the C major scale, finding the fifth and making it a 7th chord. Now, when we do this, you're going to notice that some of these notes right here are not in the C major scale. So technically, we're not allowed to do that if we want to play strictly in the key of C. But who cares? It sounds great, so let's do it anyway. Here's a simple example. In this chord progression right here, I'm just going to go from C major to E minor, C major, and back to E minor. This is a 1-3-1-3 progression. So in this example, what we're going to do is we're going to replace this chord right here with a secondary dominant. They're usually written like this. This is pronounced the 5 of 3. In the last example, this was an E. A fifth up from E is B. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our B chord and make it a B7 chord. That's what this is showing right here. This is pronounced the 5 of 3. Basically, this is just a B7 chord. And also, this is not in C major. Here's an example. Notice the difference between these two chord progressions. Try coming up with your own chord progressions using the secondary dominant. You can also use these techniques from previous lessons in combination with secondary dominant chords. In the next lesson, we're going to be taking a look at chord inversions. Hope to see you guys there.